Hello, my friends. Dr. Mandell here. I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say, because this could absolutely change the way your brain functions for the rest of your life. Every single night, when you go to sleep, your body isn't just resting, it's performing one of the most powerful healing processes that science has ever discovered, detoxing your brain. And if you're not sleeping right, if you're not positioning yourself the right way, if you're not giving your body the environment it needs, you are slowly poisoning your mind. I know that sounds harsh, but you need to hear it, because we're now seeing staggering numbers of people, even in their 30s and 40s, experiencing memory problems, brain fog, early signs of dementia, and Alzheimer's. And many of them have no idea that it's rooted in how they sleep. Yes, not just how long you sleep, but how you sleep, your posture, your oxygen levels, your brain's ability to drain waste through something called the lymphatic system. That's your brain's natural cleaning crew. Now here's the truth. The brain clears out toxins, beta amyloid plaques, and damaged proteins only during deep sleep. That's when the lymphatic system kicks into gear. And the most effective way to support that process is to sleep in a specific position. So today I'm going to show you how to sleep in a way that actually prevents memory loss, keeps your brain younger, and helps detox your mind from the stress, toxins, and inflammation of everyday life. Because, let's be honest, we live in a toxic world. The air we breathe, the food we eat, the thoughts we think, all of it has an effect on the brain. But your sleep, that's your reset button, and if you do it right, it could extend your cognitive lifespan by decades. You need to hear this because it's something most people don't realize until it's far too late. Every night you lay down to rest, your brain has one primary goal. It's not just to help you dream or reset your energy or make you feel recharged in the morning. No, it's doing something far more critical. It's detoxifying itself. That's right. Your brain is literally washing away toxins, waste, metabolic byproducts, and proteins that, if left unchecked, can lead to long-term damage. Things like memory loss, cognitive decline, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. And the way you sleep directly impacts whether your brain can do this job effectively. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up after a full night of sleep and still felt groggy, confused, or in a fog? That's not just fatigue. That's your brain telling you it didn't get a proper cleaning. It didn't have the opportunity to clear out what built up during the day because something was blocking the process. Now, most people think that getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep is enough, but that's not the whole story. The position you sleep in, the way your body is aligned during rest, can make or break your brain's ability to cleanse itself. And we now have science that confirms this. There's a network in the brain called the lymphatic system. This is like your brain's sewer system. It clears out waste, toxins, damaged cells, and particularly those sticky beta amyloid plaques that have been directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. But, and here's the critical point, this system only works when you're asleep. And not just any sleep. It becomes 10 times more active during deep restorative sleep. That's when your brain cells actually shrink a bit. That's right. They shrink to create space between them. That space is filled with cerebrospinal fluid, which flushes out all the debris like a gentle river running through your mind. But what if that river is blocked? What if the fluid can't flow properly? That's where your sleeping position comes in. Scientists have discovered that when you sleep on your side, especially your left side, the lymphatic system functions significantly better. That side-lying posture allows gravity to assist the natural flow of cerebrospinal fluid throughout the brain. It improves drainage, it increases circulation, it enhances oxygenation. In simple terms, it gives your brain a better chance to detoxify. Now let's take a step back and talk about what happens when you don't sleep this way. Most people, especially as they get older, default to sleeping on their back. That seems comfortable, but for the brain, it can be problematic. Sleeping on your back increases the risk of airway obstruction. That means less oxygen is reaching your brain. And oxygen is the fuel that powers every cell in your body, especially your neurons. When oxygen drops during sleep, the brain's detox process slows down. Waste builds up, inflammation increases, and over time that leads to neurodegeneration. It's also important to talk about snoring. If you or your partner snores, that's a big red flag. Snoring usually means there's some level of airway resistance or even mild sleep apnea. And when that happens, oxygen levels fluctuate throughout the night. These drops in oxygen, even if they're small, disrupt the lymphatic system's function. Your brain gets stuck in a cycle where it can't clean properly. And that contributes to the very memory loss so many people fear later in life. But here's the good news. You have the power to change this. You can train yourself to sleep on your side. It may not feel natural at first, especially if you've spent years sleeping on your back or stomach, but the body is incredibly adaptable. With a few adjustments, you can support the brain's cleaning system and dramatically improve your long-term brain health. Here's how you do it. First, make sure your pillow supports your neck and keeps your spine aligned. You don't want your neck tilted up or down. The goal is to maintain a neutral posture, just like you would when standing upright. Second, place a small pillow or a rolled up towel between your knees. This keeps your hips aligned and reduces pressure on your lower back, making side sleeping much more comfortable. Third, slightly elevate your head with a wedge or another pillow. Just a small incline, about 6 inches, can help improve lymphatic and glymphatic flow, especially when you're on your left side. Why the left side, you ask? Well, your body drains lymphatic fluid primarily through the thoracic duct, which is located on the left side of your body. When you lie on your left side, you enhance this drainage. That helps the body and the brain detox more effectively. And beyond that, sleeping on the left side can also reduce acid reflux, improve digestion, and support the liver, all of which contribute to better overall health. Now let's talk about nasal breathing. This is another key piece of the puzzle. Breathing through your nose while you sleep increases nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is a molecule that helps open up your blood vessels, improving oxygen delivery throughout your body, including your brain. Mouth breathing, on the other hand, can lead to dry mouth, snoring, and poor oxygenation. So if you're serious about keeping your brain young, train yourself to breathe through your nose during sleep. In some cases, people use gentle mouth tape to keep the mouth closed, of course, only under safe conditions and medical guidance. Let me remind you, none of this requires medication. None of this requires expensive equipment. What I'm giving you is practical, powerful, and natural. Your sleep position can either accelerate brain aging or protect your brain for decades to come. You have that choice. I also want to point out something else that often goes ignored. Poor sleep posture can cause tension in the neck and upper back. And chronic neck tension can compress arteries that feed blood to the brain, specifically the vertebral arteries that run through the cervical spine. If those arteries are compressed while you sleep because your head is tilted too far back or because your pillow is too high, it can reduce blood flow to your brain over time. And that leads to poor concentration, dizziness, headaches, and eventually memory decline. So please pay attention to how your body feels when you wake up. If you're waking up stiff, sore, or with headaches, your sleep position may be harming you more than helping. Some people also ask me about sleeping on the stomach. My friends, that's one of the worst positions you can be in. It twists the spine. It restricts diaphragmatic breathing. It forces your neck to turn to one side for hours at a time. That restricts circulation, puts pressure on your nerves, and can trigger long-term musculoskeletal problems. Not to mention how it affects oxygen and detoxification in the brain. Avoid it. Retrain yourself. Use pillows to support your side. It might take a few weeks, but your brain will thank you. Remember this. Deep, restorative sleep is not a luxury. It's not something to be pushed aside when you're busy. It is your body's most vital repair system. And your brain, your memory, your focus, your creativity depends on it. We are living in a time where dementia is on the rise. Brain fog is now common, even among teenagers. And one of the biggest contributors is poor sleep hygiene. We can no longer afford to ignore how we sleep. So tonight, I challenge you to make this change. Set up your sleeping space with intention, support your neck, align your spine, sleep on your left side, breathe through your nose, and give your brain what it's been asking for, an opportunity to clean itself, to restore, to reset. It's never too late to improve your health. Whether you're 20, 40, or 80, your body is always listening, your brain is always working. Give it the support it needs, and it will reward you with clarity, memory, and vitality that lasts well into your later years. I say this from a place of love. I've seen far too many people suffer needlessly because no one told them something as simple as how they sleep could impact their entire future. But now you know, and with knowledge comes power. The power to change, the power to protect your brain, the power to heal. So please share this with someone you care about. Take it seriously. Your brain is the most precious organ you have. It's your identity, your thoughts, your memories. Guard it, nourish it, and give it the rest it needs because it's working hard for you even while you sleep. Now, Go get some side sleep and give your brain the reset it's been waiting for.